I just wanted to do another little ad in here. You know, you could spend all kinds of money. Panning around, looking at my house. You can spend kinds of money on your solar system, but it's not going to do you any good if you're not utilizing the power. I mean, you can charge your batteries up. I mean, you can. What am I trying to say? You can have 400 watts worth of panels up, but if you're not utilizing it, I mean, what's the point? So that's another reason why I wanted to have multiple grid tie inverters, and having the AC inverter and then charging the batteries, and having a versatile system is because you're able to actually use that power better. And the grid tie inverters actually help out a lot with that because it's actually feeding back the grid power. Now, if I go around the house and turn off all the lights and turn off all the breakers and everything except for the one that my grid ties are tied into, it'll actually run my meter backwards. I'm not very fast right now because I've only got 250 watts, but as time goes by, I'll be adding to it. Like I said, I've got another panel coming in. It's going to add another 85 watts. Still got to figure out how I'm going to utilize it, but that's the thing. Utilize that power. If you don't have a grid tie inverter, and you don't have the money like me, I'm on a budget all the time. I can't just go out and buy stuff. If you don't have the money to buy a sine wave inverter or whatnot, find a way to use that power. Use your battery system under a 12 volt system. 12 volt appliances are awesome, and they are really, really efficient. There's also a lot of things you can do to supplement. Like when I first got the start of my system, I only had the Kyocera panels. I had a regular deep cycle marine battery, 12 volt, that I was charging, and I used that. To utilize that, I used a oil heater. Kind of looks like an old boiler heater, a boiler radiator that sits in the house, but this one's an electric oil heater. And I found that I could run that oil heater at its lowest setting for about 3 hours on that battery. And that was a really good way to utilize it. I didn't just have some full battery sitting around and my solar panels out there doing something. You have to utilize that power. If you're not utilizing that power, it's going to take you a long time for it to pay for itself. I think my Kyoceras, they were going to take about 10 years to pay for themselves. My little 30 watt ones were going to be a little bit less than that. But if you don't find a way to utilize that power, well, then your panels may never pay for themselves. Having them for a battery backup is awesome, but it's also a waste. I mean, a lot of people like having them just for a battery backup. But again, when you're not using that power, you're just wasting. You're not utilizing it. So find ways to use the power. Any way you can do it. I mean, those little 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter plug-ins are great. You can charge your cell phones with those. You can charge just about any kind of battery off a 12 volt system. There's chargers out there for that kind of stuff. Another thing that I've used my big mammoth worthless inverter for is running battery charging stations. It works great for that. It also works great for running lamps and things like that because a lot of times I like to drain my batteries down, because they're golf cart batteries. They're designed to be drained down and stay low for a period of time, better than most other batteries. Now, I think your AGMs and stuff like that are going to be really, some of the best batteries that you can put on them, just simply because they last forever. But like I said, the golf cart batteries are designed to be drained. They're designed to be abused. That's what I love about using them for my solar system, because a lot of times I don't know what kind of sun I'm going to get. They may get drained down. And in an emergency situation, if my battery's only half charged, I'd rather have a golf cart battery because I know I can still use it, as opposed to a deep cycle marine battery. If you leave those discharged for a while, it doesn't really take a lot longer than a normal battery to kill a battery that way. But those golf cart batteries are awesome.